area where there's no sidewalks. I don't know if anybody else around here is walking at night without good sidewalks. So we came up with the idea, I pull it out here, of a, I should put it on, a little light up safety vest. So if you're walking around at night, you're walking the dog, you know, I don't think the elderly folks are biking, so we won't worry about them biking, but you're walking the dog, you're taking a walk at night, you can make sure that you're really, really visible and no one's gonna hit you or do anything. Kind of a little thing, again, taking technology, using it in creative ways to make life a little better. Mobility. Whoops, went two. Let me talk about safety first, and then I'll talk about mobility. Safety, again, we do a lot with lighting, little things to light up your keyhole. How many people have walked up to your door at night and you're kind of fumbling for that keyhole and you wish there was a light to be able to see? So we've got everything from little lights that can go over the door or go over the keyhole so you can find the key, to big lights, floodlights that'll light up a whole area around your house, around your garage, so you can walk around and see and be safe. Security, again, worried about intruders. Everyone's worried about intruders. We want to make sure that our home environment is safe and sound. And these same lights that can light up an area are motion-activated floodlights to make sure that if somebody walks out there, you've got lots of visibility, you can see. And what's nice about all this stuff is there's no wiring, there's no switches. They're all automatic. You walk out there, they sense your motion. If it's dark outside, the lights come on. And when it's not dark outside, they're fine. Nothing has to happen. Assistance. We do some things as well to help you around the car, help you with your car. To be honest with you, we didn't develop this product just for the senior market, but it's amazing how many people have trouble parking their car. We've talked about the house, now we'll talk a little bit about the car. So we have a couple of products to help you park the car a little bit better. Again, simple technology to make life easier. Kind of the high-tech way, you'll notice we've had motion sensors in a lot of our products and LED technology. We call it our garage laser park. So a little motion sensor device, laser beams come on when you pull in the garage. You see that laser beam, you know exactly where to stop. You don't run into the bicycles, you don't run into the tools, you don't run into all the things that might be in the garage that people like to store. So again, simple little device. That's the high-tech way, and see if the low-tech way is on. I guess the low-tech way is not up there. But for those who don't want to be into technology, even though we're at CES, we make it really simple. You hit one bump, you know when to stop. You hit the second bump, boom, your car's parked perfectly. So we have a lot of fun coming up with different products. We even do some stuff to help you see better with convex mirrors and things like that when you're pulling out and you can't see around the corner and you can't stretch your neck and turn as easily. You can look at the mirror and make sure that everything is fine. Inside the car, we have some fun trying to keep everybody warm. I don't know if you've all had the situation with grandma who's kind of getting cold and she wants the car a little warmer than everybody else wants to have it. So we did a heated 12-volt blanket to provide some comfort and assistance in the car. Again, the target market is a lot of older people, definitely like this product. So we have some fun with that stuff. That's really it. We love coming up with products. We have a lot of fun doing that with our company Max Innovations. We're here in the North Hall. It's been exciting, and I really appreciate for the opportunity to share some of what we've done and trying to take some of those big needs out there and come up with practical products, simple products that can make people's lives a little bit easier, a little safer, a little more secure. Thank you.
Next up, we've got Kip Meacham, who is Vice President of Marketing for ClosebyNetwork, excuse me, where he's responsible for marketing, dealer, and distribution channels and vertical market development. So with that, I'll turn it over to Kip.
Thanks, George. Well, if you haven't had enough statistics for the day, and all due respect, those are great things. But I think one thing that's fascinating here is if we look at a couple of dynamics here. One is when we talk about the boomer, really the first wave of the boomer impact are the parents of the boomer. I think that's something that's significant. We have a booth on the floor as well, and it's been fascinating to see the backs come up of the younger boomers. I don't need this stuff. You know, I need it for my parents, you know. So, but I think the interesting point here in the statistics is the only way we get out of this market, folks, is by dying. You know, we're not total addressable market, not to be crass, but that's simply a fact, you know. So we marketing people like to, you know, have as broad of an addressable market as we can have. But I think really key is that an American today who reaches age 65, male or female, will spend on average 1/5 of their life living over age 65. And there are some great and some terrible implications that emerge out of that behavior, particularly financial runway. You know, candidly speaking, in the United States, have we equipped our seniors to have a glide path to where economically, you know, we make it comfortably to our final exit. I have a very personal experience in this regard. My folks were a couple of blue-collar people, spent their whole lives working, amassed a nest egg of about, I think about $350,000. And my mother started that tragic slide into Alzheimer's and dementia. And she was also a bit of a smoker. And she liked to wander around the house lighting up cigarettes. My father would follow her around and put the cigarettes out. Well, it came to the point where we really needed to do some things for safety. We moved her into the Alzheimer's wing of an assisted living facility, and we thought, well, you know, this will give my father, who was still a fairly active guy, he could still golf 9 holes at age 80, and give him the opportunity to kind of reclaim his life rather than follow my mom around, which was not really, I think, what he envisioned spending that $350,000 on his retirement. Well, long story short, that change of taking my mother out of the home destroyed him. He ended up in the non-lockdown wing of the same facility. 6 weeks later, fell out of bed, broke a hip, and didn't survive the surgery. My mother, as a dear nephew of mine said, doorbell ditched at death's door many times, but she literally died the last month her nest egg would pay the bill for her managed care. I don't think that's what they worked their whole lives for, to do with that money. So I think there's got to be a better way. So we're dealing with, in this industry, this bell curve. Well, bell is a poor choice of words, but a curve where we go from this dependence phase to being independent people, and then we descend into dependency. And there will be some event that will take place in our life, excuse me, that will cause us to have to make a transition, a care transition. And I think the objective of all of these technologies that we're talking about is really to push that event out, push it out farther. And to the degree that we do that, we accomplish a lot of things there with that financial runway. I would say next slide, but I have the remote. And I think beyond, as George raised the who pays question, I think there are really 2 other key realities that we need to consider as we look at products and services for this market. First is that demand for the current, and the technology marketer's code word for this is what we call legacy. If you get branded legacy, it's not a good thing. It means you're obsolete. But legacy assistive services, demand is simply going to outstrip supply. And, you know, we alluded to that. Stuart talked about, you know, will things need to be destroyed in order to be remade? I don't know. But I do know demand will exceed supply. And I think that hockey stick curve is a very dramatic one. And it will be fraught with chaos and opportunity and a lot of money being spent. The second one is, I think that quality of service, quality of care issues will really come into play here. And our ability to deliver and see the care that our elderly loved ones receive. You want to talk about an emotional issue. I think that quality of care, emotional dynamic is a big, big deal. So I think the impact and the opportunity for smart home technology in this assistive role is really to enable us as individuals to be more assertive in seeing to quality of care, in seeing to pushing, again, that event curve out a little farther. So I would